woman at home.
No. I wanted $8 on coffee. Ice cold!
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You odious man. You know who I am.
Listen, dude, I'm sorry.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. It's as if I'm going into corn shock all over again. Ugh. Just because you have a nice butt doesn't mean you can't be nice. Cold. Ugh.
And I don't know where I'm going. I just want to be left alone. Well, when this train ends, I'll try again. I'm leaving my woman at home.
Hey, man.
Well, sure, Ford. You want to hang out today?
No, I can't. I got a college interview.
Oh, okay. All right, good luck, my friend. I know you'll do great.
All right, thanks, man. See ya. All right, bye.
Matt! What do you want for dinner?
Can we go to the Chinese buffet?
Don't you know you got a 70% chance of dying if you go there?
But Mom, their Jello is insane!
Tuesday's gone. Stray edges, no fun.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm Ford Cameron.
Please, have a seat. So we're just going to run through a few questions today. So tell me, what experiences have shaped you that make you the man you are today?
Well, for one, I grew up alongside Napoleon Bonaparte. And I remember a time when I was 5 years old. We were playing in the playground, and we met this
Hey, Matt. Bonjour, Ford. How are you doing? Good. Hey! Get up there, swing! Go! Butthead. Buttlight. Hate those buttons. This isn't fair. This is chaos. Someone needs to fix this around here. Come on, Ford. I swear, someday I'll be king of this playground.
Actually, I'm all out. People needed it, and I'm all out now.
And Matt, congrats on senior class president.
Merci, merci.
Wow, dude, I can't believe after all these years your ambition finally paid off. Senior class president is great.
Okay then. We'll move on. Next question. So what do you feel is your best character trait? And why is that important to you?
Well, I've always been very accepting and open-minded, and I remember a time when a new kid came to our school who was always harassed and bullied because he was different than everyone else. But I befriended him because I
In
felt bad.
1651, there is a philosopher called Thomas Hobbes who comes along in a book called Leviathan, referring to the big fish. You see that in the book of Jonah in the Bible. And since the big fish winds up ruling over everybody. And in a sense, this is a metaphor for the king. And he sets up what's called the social contract for the first time. And in his concept of the social contract, the people give up their rights to the king. Why? Because life is so solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. That famous line from Leviathan. That's his understanding because, once again, life is so bad. And therefore, people are willing to give up their rights in order to be protected by the king. My homeboy, Johnny Locke, comes along and takes this and twists it around into a wonderful way, which we ultimately adopt in Russian civilization. Namely, people don't so much give up their rights, but retain them ultimately. And that's why we understand them as rights. And while we retain these rights ultimately, what we do is we make the social contract
sorry, I'm late.
amongst. How come you're late? What else is that?
I got caught up in the halls.
When people write, people do not write in a vacuum. 1651, Thomas Hobbes wrote Leviathan. 39 years later, I write 2 treatises on government. And I take his ideas, which weren't too good, but did have a seed of truth in them, and replace them with my idea of the social contract. His idea was that people set up the social contract between themselves and the king, and they give up their rights to the king. I come along and say, no, people never give up their rights. These rights are transcendent. These rights never change. These rights are universal, and we hold on to them. We hold on to them, and we wind up recognizing these rights among ourselves. So the social contract is among the people themselves. Who takes my ideas? Of course, as you guys know, is Thomas Jefferson. He comes across with the idea of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. He replaces my idea in a state. Why do you replace a state? Because you recognize that he owned slaves. And if you were to say life, liberty, and a state, if he said property, then of course he would recognize that slaves are protected in the same way. I avoid that word property. I prefer to use the word estate because, of course, it refers to land. So anyway, one can see that I've been influenced by Hobbes, and then of course Jefferson is influenced by me. Class, we have a new student here, and I want to make sure that you greet him in the proper fashion. He's from Geneva, Switzerland, and he's about to enter our class for the first time. And make sure that you treat him in the proper fashion. So, as I was saying in the class, Jefferson took my idea of inalienable rights, which he originally wrote, and changed it to the word unalienable, which of course appears in the Declaration, and says that these rights are non-transferable, as opposed to Thomas Hobbes, who felt that yes, we must not merely give up these rights, but give them up specifically to the king who will protect us. Any questions? Rahul.
Yeah. Why is the ugliest piece of crap ever conceived sitting
You guys are freaking out. Here we have a guest all the way from Geneva, Switzerland. Don't you realize he has these unalienable rights of life, liberty, and of course, as Jefferson said, the pursuit of happiness. And you guys are making him very, very sad.
You're right. on, dude. Stop crying. They're stupid. They don't know what they're saying. Come on, man. Yo, man, come here. It's not about how you are on the outside, it's about how you are on the inside. You're amazing, bro. Copy that. It's gonna be alright.
Wow, interesting. So tell me, your academic record speaks for itself. But here we really appreciate people who are well-rounded. Tell me about any extracurricular or work activities you've been a part of.
I work for a local company, which is starting to do quite well now, and I've become rather close to the boss after some initial conflict, but we seem to be
Hello? No. Just because I'm your twin brother doesn't mean I can tell your secretary to get you ice cold things. Yes, I know she has a nice butt, but I still can't. Yes, I took your time. I have to go. I'm busy. All right, guys. So we're a young company, but we're quite a successful company. But we need to get better. What do you guys think?
I think we should call Babies R Us. We can invest in them. Very lucrative for us.
Rahul, that is one of the best ideas I've heard in a long time. Not! My connections are far superior to your connections.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah! Ha! Ha! Now, as I was saying, it seems we have a new employee today. And he's gonna try this job out.
Hello, everyone. Ford Cameron,
So you're the new nitwit who's wasting my time.
I guess.
As I was saying, my company needs to prosper. Any ideas?
Well, actually, I was thinking maybe a merger with Petco. That could work.
No! Why does no one have a good idea for my company? You, nitwits, out! You, stay. Your ideas are too stupid to interest me. This is my company. I inherited from my father. It's my money and I alone can make it great.
Listen, I'm just trying to help here. That's all I'm doing here.
Do you know how much pressure I'm under to live up to the reputation? I don't have time for the workers' opinions in a company like this.
I can understand that, but why are you treating people without respect like this?
Because I don't know what I'm doing. I have all this money and I have a reputation to live up to, and I don't know how to do it.
But I came in here without prejudice against you, and I know we can do this together.
We can?
We can. We can do this.
You're right. We can. Glad to have you at the company. Things are gonna change here.
Glad to be here.
Wow, I'm impressed. So at Perception University, we have a wide range of thoughts and ideas here. We have a very large female population with very strong feminist views. How do you think you'd fit in with that?
Funny story, actually. I once dated a girl who was quite the outspoken feminist herself, and she once brought me to a party with quite the crowd.
So, fellow women, we really need to just bash this patriarchy we have in the world. It's a sad, sad place when most CEOs are men and women are perceived as the homemakers and the ones who belong with the children, when in actuality it should be equal distribution of work and attention to the child. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Woo, woo. How do you feel about the fact that women make 77 cents to the every man's dollar?
I honestly have no idea what you guys are talking about.
So how do you feel about the over-sexualization of women in today's media? Or this terrible double standard that women always have to be beautiful and shave, whereas men can just be hairy monsters?
I don't really
Or they're perceived as the main power figures in our society?
What's your favorite color? That's a better question.
Who's your favorite feminist out there? And how about the double standard of a slut versus a stud? How do you see that as fair? Doesn't even make sense to me.
So what's for dinner?
Why are you asking me what's for dinner? Do you think I'm the homemaker just because I'm a woman?
No.
My body doesn't define who I am.
Like, it's not fair that like women all the time have to be degraded by men. Like it's not fair.
Why are we expected to protect ourselves?
Yeah, like purple then is considered like
He was the one who started to attack us. It wasn't our fault that we were drinking. It wasn't our fault that we were wearing a certain clothes.
We live in a world where
I think that
it's
they can
our
take
fault.
advantage.
We have to protect ourselves, but we really should be living in a world where it's safe to do whatever you want, walk around naked, you know?
Working on
Right, go to the offender, not the victim first.
Right, like it's not the guys being, oh, I'm all macho, like a monster, and then the girls are just like, you know, okay, honey, like, I'll do everything for you. But no, it should be together, you know what I mean? Like, that's not right. The girls get their, like, fallopian tubes tied, like, why can't guys get their, you know, whatever? Then it goes into the ties of, oh, who's whipped or not, like, you know what I mean?
That's the
Then it
worst.
goes into, oh, you don't have a man.
Yeah, just because my boyfriend appreciates me, it means
the
he's
girls
with.
can get their fallopian tubes. It's still, yeah.
Men
Like, when we actually
expect
think we're friends.
that if you're friends with a man, it's like there are certain men that expect you.
It's an assumption, or it's an invitation for a
And it's
relationship,
like,
but that's
oh,
not
if you
true.
don't put out for him, then he's stuck in the friend zone, and you're.
And then they lie about it, and everyone believes it.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, there's just a
impossible to
romantic
just be a feminist.
expectation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
automatic romantic.
See how empowering feminism is for women and men alike?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was a girl.
You don't have to be a girl to be a feminist. There's so many male supporters, and you can be a feminist by just loving and supporting women and treating us the same way you would treat anyone else.
Really?
Really.
I'm gonna be a feminist.
Join the dinner party.
Wow, life is really tough for women.
It really is. We have so many expectations from our looks to how we should act every single day.
And you know what I really hate? When guys are just like, let's get with mad. Why? Why can you say that?
It's so degrading. It really is. Honestly, I just can't even take being called
inappropriate.
It is. Because that's a female dog. Are you referring to us
me
as
as
a
a dog.
female dog?
Not even a
I'm
female
not
dog.
an
Are you
animal.
referring to me as a dog?
It's
And I
sick.
am an individual.
We deserve just as much respect. We deserve.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So annoying. Male.
Yeah.
And then when they don't want you, they just fly away and ignore you and not answer you.
Yeah, you know what?
It's
Like,
just
we're
like
not
another
toys.
job.
Yeah, why is it cool to get with the most girls?
You should definitely. You should appreciate every single person
Exactly.
the most.
But why is a girl called a whore or a slut, but a guy's like the man?
A stud, right?
Exactly. That's not fair. You tell us honestly.
We are not objects. We are people.
Exactly, and we are all the same.
No protest.
Yeah, and I never really thought about it that way.
So now, do you consider yourself a feminist?
Hell yeah. Woo!
Wow. It's been a really, really interesting afternoon. I want to thank you so much for coming in. I truly appreciate it. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
just take me far away. Now I feel the wind blow outside my door.